Sergeant Saul calmly viewed the scene before him. Dead Tyranids lay everywhere. The jungle infestation almost seemed to drip from the vines and branches of the enormous trees in the area. Ahead, he could see the land speeder's heavy flamer torching clusters of eggs and other spore pods, while the mighty dreadnought finished tearing down the central structure that seemed to be pivotal to it all. Miraculously, they had taken only a few casualties. Sergeant Claudius and his assault marines had been run down by a pack of hormagaunts, but Apothecary Nereus tended to their wounds almost casually, applying the treatment that would remove the vile toxin from the diseased gaunts from the marines' bodies. They had won this day, but something nagged at Saul. Something felt incomplete by all of this. So many more questions were left unanswered. How had the Tyranids arrived on Tyrus? Why were they infested with a Nurgle disease? Why was their hive structure so different from what others had experienced? And why wouldn't Techmarine Laertes respond to Vox hails? Sergeant, there is still no response from the chapter keep. Is a local comms relay tower not working? Saul inquired, trying to maintain his aura of patience and calmness amongst so much uncertainty. It is, replied the Vox-carrying space marine. I have run diagnostics, but the tower's machine spirit is responding without fail, confirming that the message has been sent on. There simply appears to be no response from the keep. Keep trying, Saul ordered. We need transports here now to bring us out. We must continue cleansing the jungle of any outlying Tyranid forces. We do not rest until they are all exterminated. One of the PDF soldiers ran up to Saul, sweat pouring down his face. He was obviously not used to the extreme heat and humidity of the jungles. My Lord Space Marine, Commander O'Connell requests your presence immediately at his command chimera. Sergeant Joshua was suddenly at Saul's side, infuriated by what he heard. He would dare summon a Space Marine as one of his own? The PDF soldier's eyes widened in terror at the genetically enhanced super soldier and shrunk under his gaze. He lowered his eyes to the ground. I am merely giving a message. He does not command it, but he does have urgent business to discuss. Saul put his hand on Joshua's shoulder. It's okay, Sergeant. These men did aid us after all. We do not need to be insulted so easily. Sergeant Joshua remained where he stood, glaring as the PDF soldier retreated. Saul approached the command chimera, noticing the busyness surrounding it as the command squad chattered amongst themselves, excited by something. Ah, my Lord Saul, thank you for coming so quickly. I apologize if my subordinate caused any defense. None at all, was Saul's reply. What is it that you wanted to see me for? I'm afraid I have terrible news. I just received Vox communication from my superior that the planet is in riot. What? Saul exclaimed. When did this start? Literally in the last hour. Miners have risen up against their enslavers. Some of the PDF platoons have turned on the citizens. There is chaos in the streets as nobody knows who to trust, and firefights break out everywhere. There are even rumors that some of our spacecraft are commanded by rebels. How is this possible? Who is behind this? I'm not sure, but part of the report included that your chapter keep is being bombed by artillery. Have you been able to contact them? No, not yet. I am sure their defenses could withstand a simple PDF artillery attack. Perhaps, if they were expecting it. This rebellion has come from nowhere, with no explanation or singular demand. Some are claiming poor prisoner treatment, others demand that the governor explain why food rations are not reaching areas of the city, while others feel, the commander hesitated. Feel what? Saul's calmness was quickly leaving him, and his fury was growing. I'm hesitant to say, but they feel that the Space Marines are to blame for a recent plague that has been sweeping through the mines. How would we be responsible for such an act? Saul spat. I don't know, my lord. I only report what I am told, and wanted to inform you as quickly as possible. Saul inhaled deeply, then slowly exhaled to keep himself calm enough to think of a course of action. We must get back to the keep and find out what has happened with the rest of our men. My lord, I beg your pardon, but may I suggest an alternate course of action? The commander was quite nervous at the thought of what he was about to suggest. What is it? I have been informed that the miners are being led by a man named Jacinto Vangelos, a miner with quite the list of offenses, who was convicted with a life sentence in the mines. He calls himself the Avenger, and claims that the miners will take this world from their unlawful captors, and ascend to join the Great Ones. Who are the Great Ones? Saul asked. I'm not sure. However, as it turns out, he has holed himself up in the mines not far from us, and I have been ordered to take my men underground to hunt him down and capture or execute him. This is a strange coincidence, given that the mines span the entire world, that we are the closest to respond. Saul felt an unease about the situation, but knew that some action was required. It is, my lord, but as far as I can see, it is just that, a coincidence. Now, if I am honest, I would say that I do not have enough men to go down and fight the rebel miners. Are you suggesting we abandon our keep to hunt a few traitors? It shouldn't take too long, given the strength of your Space Marines, and as you said, your keep should have more than sufficient defenses to hold off this attack. If we kill the Avenger, then the rebellion will quickly lose steam, and the civilian losses will be minimized. Veteran Sergeant Saul stood silent for a minute while he considered the situation. He did not know why the rebellion had started. He felt partly to blame, always in the jungle and not keeping up with the affairs of the government as was typically their way. Had he disconnected himself so much from humanity that he no longer cared for them? Very well, we will help you. We will cut down this avenger and then report to our chapter keep. Thank you, my lord. Saul returned to the Vox officer, collecting his thoughts as he went. He shared what the commander told him with Joshua and the other sergeants. Send a message set to auto-repeat to the Vox relay informing the keep of the situation. We probably won't be able to reach them while we're underground, and I want them to have all the necessary information as soon as possible. Half a day later, the full group was at one of the many jungle mine entrances. 3 large elevators were powered up and ready to descend into the depths below. Saul and his Marines, including the mighty Dreadnought, took up a full 2 of the elevators while the PDF assembled on the 3rd. I'll see you at the bottom, the commander voxed over to Saul. For some reason, Saul felt even more uneasy, but having nothing to act on, ordered the elevators to descend. It would only take a minute for Saul's uneasiness to be given a reason, as suddenly an explosion sounded from above where they were descending. The elevator stopped functioning, then lurched down a dozen meters before stopping again. What happened? Shouted Saul over his Vox, hoping someone had an answer. The end of the Space Marines, the so-called protectors of mankind, was all Saul heard over his Vox. He looked over at the PDF commander and noticed with his enhanced vision that he was smiling. The commander spoke something over his Vox, and before Saul could raise his bolt pistol, another explosion sounded above. I'll see you at the bottom, the commander repeated as Saul's elevator plunged down into the darkness. Marines, report! Saul coughed into his Vox. His eyes adjusted quickly to the cloud of dust around him. He could hear the groans of nearby Space Marines who were pulling themselves out of the rubble. Marines, report! If it weren't for his Space Marine constitution, Saul would definitely have suffocated by now. Saul moved over to a nearby Marine who was pinned down by a large piece of metal from the elevator. With help from another Marine, he lifted it up, freeing the Marine. It looks like there's just the 3 of us, Sergeant, said the Marine who had helped. I can't raise anybody else in the Vox. These mines are known for their Vox-blocking mineral deposits, said Saul. We'll have to find one of the comms relays down here to connect with anybody else. A sudden noise from nearby caused Saul to pull out his bolt pistol with Space Marine-like reflexes. He pointed it towards what he realized was a groan and saw one of the PDF soldiers, obviously unfortunate enough to be on the wrong side of the sabotage. Saul moved over quickly and grabbed the man by the neck. What treachery is this? Saul spit at the soldier. Why has your commander betrayed us? The Great One is here. We are to ascend with him. The soldier sputtered, coughing up blood. His main torso was crushed by the fall. He clearly wasn't going to live much longer. The Great One? Who is the Great One? The one who is many, the harbinger of the swarm. The soldier seemed delirious at this point, looking almost past Saul at something unknown. We have prepared for his coming for years, and now we will arise and ascend with him. Saul let go of the man's neck and stood up, looking around. Emperor, protect us. What is it, Sergeant? One of the Space Marines asked. A Genestealer cult, right here on Tyrus. They must have drawn the Tyranids here somehow, and now we have been dropped right into their den. We must regroup with the others. Grab what gear you have and come with me. We must make haste. You will not survive, the pinned soldier cackled maniacally. Your end draws nigh, Space Marine. Saul pointed the bolt pistol at the soldier. You first, Xenos traitor. Thankfully, so far, not all the Genestealer cult is aware of exactly where Saul and his guys are. They have a little bit of time to try to regroup. But at the beginning of this scenario, there's only 3 Space Marines on the table. We've got a scout with a missile launcher, a scout with a sniper rifle, and then veteran Sergeant Saul himself. We're going to be playing with the Heralds of Ruin kill team rules with a very special scenario. In this scenario, Josh is going to face off his Space Marines against Genestealer cults and miners who are trying to stop him. And his goal is to get to this communication tower right here, to get to that computer terminal, so that he can link up with the rest of his squad, because there's too much interference down here because of the minerals and the rocks, and also because the Genestealer cult is actively trying to jam their communications. And so if Saul begins the turn in base contact with that computer terminal, there are currently 2 reserves that are ready to come in, which we'll introduce when they come in, and Josh can choose which one comes in. Although we've already off camera set which ones are available and where they come in from, but we want to leave that as a surprise for you guys. As for the rules for the enemy, we've got actual miners that you've already seen, so we're going to continue using the same rules for them. So Ballistic Skill 2, 6-up saves, but we also have the neophyte hybrids from the Genestealer cult, and so they're going to be using their rules,
which is that they're just an extra ballistic skill, an extra leadership too. They're leadership 8, and they have a 5-up armor save instead. Also, the Genestealer cultists, the actual neophyte hybrids, have blasting charges, which allows them, it's basically just a frag grenade. But as being kill team, all grenades are one use only. In total, we have 3 squads of 3 on the table for the Genestealer cult, although they will definitely have a lot more reserves coming in. And this one right here is actually armed with a grenade launcher. So that one's kind of scary because it can fire crack grenades or frag grenades. And there only being scouts on the table, crack grenades are actually quite lethal. And the Space Marines have turn 1, so go ahead.
Start off with the missile launcher guy. He's going to move himself up to right there. Saul and his friend are going to go ahead and move themselves on up.
Being Heralds of Ruin kill team, and also sprinkled in with some of our own rules. Saul has preferred enemy, and he also gives everybody his ballistic skill if he doesn't shoot. So that'll apply to everybody within 3 inches of him, because everybody's technically an individual model.
Run. He's going to get right up in the corner there. Saul and his friend are going to just run up this way.
And Heralds of Ruin kill team, just a refresher, when you run 6 inches. Difficult terrain basically halves your movement, so every inch of difficult terrain is 2 inches of movement. And if you have Crusader or Fleet, you get to actually run D3 inches further than 6. This group of miners / neophyte hybrids are going to move so they can see the Space Marine with the missile launcher. This group is going to start to descend the staircase. Well, this group, I don't know if they have much of an inkling yet of how much they want that computer terminal, but they do want to kill Saul and his guy. In the shooting phase, these 2 miners and the neophyte will fire at the Space Marine with the missile launcher. The 2 miners hit on 5s, and the neophyte hits on 4s. That's a hit. Wounds on a 5. Nothing. And then the neophyte with grenade launcher and the 2 miners will fire their weapons at Saul. Start with the 2 auto guns / last guns of the miners, hit on 5s. 1 hit. Wounds on a 5. That's a wound.
4-up save for Saul.
Oh, he takes 1 of his wounds. He's down to 1 wound. I'm gonna fire a frag grenade so I can hit both of these guys. What's the skill 3? Direct hit, so both of them are hit. 5 to wound on Saul, and a 5 to wound on the Space Marine behind him. Neither. Whoop. And this squad is going to run down. Try not to take the train with them.
Saul's up first. He is going to get himself up to the cover there. Sniper Scout follow up behind him to right there. Shooting phase, Saul's going to take a shot with a bolt pistol into the group of cultists ahead of him.
Hitting on 2 with preferred enemy. And then 3s to wound with preferred enemy. Whoa, you got him. So that would be the one out front. He dies.
Back and forth on who the missile launcher is going to shoot at, but I think I'm going to throw a frag missile on top of this group right here.
Oh, good thing you got a direct hit there. So it hits both of them, wounding on 3s. They're a squad, so you roll them together. Oh no! Where's the preferred enemy when you need it?
Not there. Last scout, gonna go for a lucky snapshot into this group here.
You do have preferred enemy after all. With Saul right there.
Show me that 6 to hit.
Oh! Lucky indeed. 4s to wound with preferred enemy. You got him. But you are shooting through cover, so I've got a 4-up cover save. Not saved. Takes the guy out front. Into morale tests, the squad that got no-scoped by the 1 scout with sniper rifle. The miners are leadership 6, but the hybrids are leadership 8. So as long as there's a hybrid in there, they're leadership 8. So they're sticking around. And we have the squad near the panel, also leadership 8. And they're sticking around, unfortunately for you. The miner is going to get into rapid fire range. The grenade launcher is not rapid fire, so it's just 1 shot. These ones will move up as well. And the 2 miners and the neophyte over here will fire once again at the scout with the missile launcher. 2 miners hit on 5s. Oh! And then the neophyte hits on a 4. Okay, he misses. Wounding the scout on 5s. Oh, he got lucky. These two will fire at Saul again. We've got a rapid firing autogun now. Hitting on 5s. Misses. Then he switches over to crack grenades for the crack grenade launcher. Hitting on 4s from the neophyte. He hits. And wounds Saul on a 2, strength 6, AP 4. And we've got a 4, so that's a wound.
Saul is getting 4 up cover from the barrel there, and then the camel cloak and stealth with a 2 up cover save.
He's good. And the squad with the miner and the neophyte will retaliate against the sniper rifle armed space marine. The miner's in rapid fire range hitting on 5s, and the 1 hit there. And the neophyte hits on a 4. 1 hit total. 5s to wound. Nothing.
Feeling a little bit of tension, I'm going to go for it.
Saul's
Saul's going to break cover. Come up to here. Sniper Rifleman's going to move up with Saul. Missile launcher is going to throw his shot right on top of his head. Going to take.
Yeah, they're becoming to be a little bit of a nuisance. They haven't gotten lucky yet, but eventually they will. Oh, that's going to be a total miss. Missile smashes into the side of this barricade.
Shooting here, Saul's going to shoot into the group straight ahead of him. Come on, bolt pistol, hitting on a 2 with preferred enemy. 3 to wound.
Got him. That kills the miner out front.
Sniper rifle guy will take a bolt pistol shot into this group here.
He's in preferred enemy range of Saul. So hitting on a 3. And then wounded on a 3. Got him. 4 up cover though. You're shooting through the train. Saved. Morale check on the neophyte. Leadership 8. He's not running.
Saul is going to charge the guy with grenade launcher.
He's overwatching you with a crack grenade. Thump. Oh, he misses. Narrowly. Just whizzes by Saul's head. Charge distance. We'll check that, but I think he'll be in with 4 inches. Yeah, definitely within 4 inches. So in he goes to murdernate the grenade launcher. So Saul's a bit of a close combat monster. Initiative 5, 3 base attacks, 2 close combat attacks. We keep forgetting your Storm of Fire Warlord trait, by the way, where you give rending to somebody, but I think for the most part it hasn't mattered.
Hasn't really mattered a whole lot here.
Well, he's always with a squad of cracked grenade or missile launchers and sniper rifles. Okay, so go ahead, hitting on 3s, your 5 attacks. I don't think this guy's going to survive with preferred enemy. And then wounding on 3s. 3 wounds. Does have a 5 up armor save though. He makes 1 of them, but he does go down. Consolidate. Ooh, good. 6 inches. So he chops down the neophyte, and then he can run to the terminal. Start clickety clacking. Miner moving up with the hybrid. And then from off the table comes an acolyte. These guys are scary in close combat because they have rending, they have an extra attack, and they have 2 attacks base. And he's being accompanied by 2 neophytes. And a single Genestealer emerges as well. Scary. Shooting phase, the 2 miners and the neophyte. We're going to fire at that scout again. Miners on 5s and neophyte on 4s. That's 2 hits. 5s to wound. Oh, still no wounds. These guys don't want Saul calling for reinforcements, so they're going to focus on him. We've got the miner hitting on 5s, rapid fire, and the other guy hitting on 4s, the neophyte. Oh, no hits! Genestealer's going to run. I'm going to try to pass an initiative test to climb. Initiative 6. Oh! He's a bad climber. He's going to stay right there. And then the acolyte will run, and the 2 neophytes will run behind him. Beginning of the Space Marine turn, Saul is in base contact with the panel and not knocked down or stunned, so he can use it to call in 1 squad of reinforcements. The reserve that Josh has chosen is the Assault Squad, led by Sergeant Claudius. And if he uses his jump packs, it will be dangerous terrain, just because it's a little treacherous to be flying in such confined quarters with them. take care of those guys, those jerks. Sergeant Claudius joining these two. Well, not actually joining, because we don't do squads with yours.
Sniper guy is going to move himself over this way.
Missile launcher guy gonna kill something this time?
He definitely is going to hit.
Well, he hit.
These guys.
He's got to kill too. Oh, 5 inches off. So it explodes somewhere over here into this crate. Whoosh!
Layla here.
So the neophytes are separate from the acolytes. So the 2 neophytes on 3s. Sorry, yeah, 3s re-rolling because you're Sentinels of the Forge, which uses the Salamander's chapter tactics. And then a 3 to wound the acolyte. And they all go up in flames.
The guy is going to just run himself there. Here, let's do the Flamer into the Genestealer.
Toughness 4, so 4 is to wound. You got him. So I got 5 up armor, so he's dead.
The guys are going to run themselves up. Saul will put a bolt pistol shot into those 2 guys there.
Yeah, Scout will do it too.
Scout will do it too. So Saul first.
2s and 3s to hit with the other guy. So both hit. 3s to wound preferred enemy. So we'll say it was Saul that killed him. Sounds cooler. And boom. And morale check on the neophyte, leadership 8. He's staying. A neophyte and a couple miners, actually a couple neophytes and a miner show up. This one has a grenade launcher. Another group comes. A neophyte and 2 miners. And then running down the center are the Brothers Aberrant. We've got 2 horrific Genestealer hybrid aberrants. So they didn't quite go as planned. And one of them's got a power hammer. Or sorry, not a, yeah, it's called a power hammer. And the other one's got a power pick. Got a Genestealer that's going to pop out of this grate and is going to attempt to leap across, which is an initiative test. Initiative 6. Oh my goodness! So instead he falls down, I guess it'll be to here. Is that 3 inches or 4 inches? It's a 3-inch fall, so he takes a strength 3 hit. 5, so he doesn't get wounded by it, just, you know, his pride. Another one also crawls out and tries to jump across. Initiative 6. Okay, he makes it. And then another squad of neophytes and miners coming up. And this hatch opens and an acolyte comes out, heading over to the ladder. And then one more Genestealer from this grate is coming out. These 3 are not letting up. They're going to keep trying to kill that scout with the missile launcher. Miners, and on a 4+, that's 2 hits for the 3 of them. 5s to wound. Neophytes and the miner will fire at the assault marine out front. 4s from the neophytes and 5s from the miner. That's 2 hits. 5s to wound. We got a wound.
3 up armor.
He saves. This Genestealer is going to try to climb back up and jump across. First, we're going to see how far he goes. He runs 6 inches plus D3. So that's 7 inches. Climbing check, initiative 6. Oh, he makes it. And jumping check, also makes it. So 3 inches to go up to here, and then 4 inches to jump across. And this Genestealer will run, because I can't charge this turn. This neophyte will descend the ladder and then jump. Initiative 4 for the check. The jump, he's good. And these neophytes and the miner will run. And the miners with the neophyte will run as well. And these 3 will run as well. The Genestealer gets plus D3 inches for fleet, so he gets to go on an 8-inch run. The Brothers Aberrant right behind him. And we'll have this last neophyte rapid fire into Saul to try to get him off the console. Hitting on 4s. That's 1 hit. Wounds on a 5. Nah, nothing. Beginning of your turn, Saul is still in base contact with the terminal, so we can call him one more reserve. And the other reserve is a unit of scouts close combat scouts being led by Sergeant Joshua. They can't charge turn he come in, but Joshua does have counterattack, which he will give to everybody within 3 inches. Shotgun.
Over here, I am going to use the jump pack.
Dangerous terrain. Do you hit your head? Nope.
Same thing for this one.
Dangerous terrain. Also fine.
Up here, I want to take care of those two.
Oh, that shouldn't be too hard.
He is going to jump up.
Dangerous terrain. He's okay.
Same thing, he is going to jump up this way.
And he's fine.
Sarge is going to jump up as well.
Dangerous. Ooh, saw one there for a second.
Shooting, start with the Assault Marine, shooting his bolt pistol into the...
Neophyte. Hitting on a 3. Nope.
Other guy is going to run himself over to here. Missile launcher scout's going to earn his keep and shoot into the Aberrants. Shooting into the guy with the power pick. Hitting on a 3.
Oh, not earning his keep.
Grav pistol from the Sarge into this Genestealer here.
One out in the open, hitting on a 3, and then grabs with winning on a 5. Oh, you got him. Now he does have stealth, being from the Genestealer cult, Genestealers. Not saved. He gets crushed to the ground. This guy was having a hard time climbing and stuff. Oh wait, no, that was him.
Flamer will take a shot into the Genestealer.
4 is to wound. Re-rolling. You got him. No armor or cover there.
Next up, bolt pistol into the cultist there.
Just barely in range of the first miner, hitting on a 6, wounding on a 3. The 4 up cover, saved, hits the railing.
Next up, shotgun from the guy in front into the
Just Neophyte squad?
The Neophyte squad, yeah. 2 shots hitting on 3s.
Wounding on 3s. AP nothing, so 5 up armor, not saved. First Neophyte goes down. Next shotgun. Wounding on 3s. Nothing.
Sergeant Joshua's going to take shots with his bolt pistol into the cultist there.
That's a skill 5 on him.
So hitting on a 2. Wounding on a 3.
No.
Other 2 scouts, I'm going to fire them at the same time, same target.
3s and 3s. Oh, they know how it's done. Well, one of them knows how it's done. 4 up cover. Not saved. Takes out the Neophyte.
Saul is going to fire at that Genestealer. It's the most immediate threat. Hitting on a 2, preferred enemy.
And 3s, 4s to wound, preferred enemy. Preferred enemy. Oh, nothing. The sniper guy.
See if you can save him with his bolt pistol.
Hitting on a 3. Oh, preferred enemy won't help with that. Couple of morale tests. Neophyte and the miner, leadership 8. Oh, they are running towards the nearest table edge. Actually, sorry. Yeah, towards the nearest table edge. 10 inches. And 10 inches is actually enough to get them off the table. And these 2 miners, there's no Neophyte with them, so leadership 6. And they're running as well. 11 inches. And him going 3 inches down and 8 inches out will get him off the table, which means the whole squad is gone.
Not feeling great about my chances taking a charge from the Genestealer. I'm going to charge him instead.
So Saul automatically gets in. You just got to do a roll for the other Space Marine scout. Sorry, Josh started rolling that just as I turn off the camera. I promise we didn't fudge it.
I got excited.
Yeah, so he makes it in too. The Genestealer will assault or attack first at initiative 6. He's going to split his attacks between the 2 scouts. First one on Saul, hit him on a 3 because his weapon skill 6. Ooh. And wound him on a 4 with rending. Oh, you're lucky. And then the scout with the sniper rifle hit him on a 3. Oh, jeez, super lucky. Saul is next with 5 attacks hitting on 4s. Preferred enemy to help with those 2 1s. That's better. And then wounding on 4s. Preferred enemy. 5 up armor. You got him. And Genestealer dies, and they can consolidate.
Saul first, then the scout. Saul will jump back onto the console, and the scout will go forward a little bit.
With a huge roar, an enormous Genestealer comes out. It's actually a Broodlord. It's not the Patriarch, so he's not that strong, but he's still pretty scary. And he's got a couple of Genestealers, or 3 Genestealers in fact, flanking him. The brothers Aberrant move up to the scout, this foolish scout.
I like to say he's brave.
This neophyte's going to turn his attention to these assault marines. The acolyte is going to slither his way back towards Joshua and his squad. And hearing all the explosions coming from this way, the miners and the neophyte are going to turn their attention on Joshua. This squad of neophytes and miners just continue up the path. The Broodlord is a psyker, so we got 1 warp charge plus D3, 3 in total. He's going to attempt to manifest the horror, and he's going to pinpoint this spot, and anybody within 3 inches, which will include the sergeant, will have to take a pinning test at -2. Warp charge 1, mix it with 1.
2 dice to try to deny. Show me a 6.
Oh, you got it! Shooting phase, these guys will run. First two will get up there, and the other one will stay at the bottom. And then we have these 3 who will fire down. Now I can choose to have them fire separately, so I'm going to do them one at a time, starting with Joshua with the neophyte. Although Joshua has 2 wounds, so you know what, I'll just pour them all into Joshua. The neophyte hits on 4s, and the miners hit on 5s. Only 1 hit. 5s to wound. Nothing. Wow. Auto pistol from the acolyte into Joshua. 4s to hit, and then 4s to wound. Sorry, it's 5s to wound. It's a strength 3 auto pistols. No wound done. Next, the neophyte here is going to throw his 1 blasting charge at the marine with a flamer. It's only going to hit him, but if it scatters a little bit, it could hit both. And, well, it scattered a lot. That's going to hit nobody. It ends up hitting this container right here. We have some runs here. I do have fleet, but for these 2, the 6 inches will be enough. One on the left will run forward an extra 2 inches, and the one on the right an extra 1. We're going to scuttle underneath, hoping to jump up and get you afterwards. Aberrant with the power hammer is going to charge your scout. Would Saul like to overwatch with him?
You would. Looking for 6s. I still do have preferred enemy though. And for nothing.
And they both charge in. Oops. There we go.
Saul is going to try to attempt a countercharge, so I got to pass a leadership test for that. Leadership 9 on him.
Oh, failed. And the acolyte is going to charge Joshua. So would they all like to overwatch?
They would. Any 6s.
Oh!
3s to wound you.
1 wound. I'm in cover. 4 up. Oh, he's down. Could have been scary if he made it. He goes out and gets shot down. And the neophyte bravely, quote unquote, decides to charge the guy with the flamer.
D3 automatic hits.
2.
Wounding on 3, but with a reroll.
Yeah, you got him. Got this fight right here. My guys are lower initiative than your scout. So who would you like to do your 1 attack against?
We'll try the power pick. Looking for a 4 to hit with preferred enemy. No.
Uh-oh. The Aberrant with the power pick is actually going to use his Rending Claws. What I'm hoping to do here is be initiative 2, knock him down at the injury table and have the other guy knock him out. Because we haven't actually done the injury table yet because you haven't actually lost a guy down to 0 wounds, but maybe that'll happen now. So he's got 4 attacks, Rending, Strength 5, hitting on 4s. Wow. Okay. Then we have the Power Hammer one. I realized at this point that this thing caused instant death anyways, and instant death is an automatic out of action on the injury chart. So you've got 3 attacks in on 4s. Oh yes, you're in trouble here. 2 hits, wounding on 2s. As long as I don't roll double 1s, this scout is out. He's out. The guy with the power pick comes in, swings at him and totally misses. As the scout dodges, but then a hammer slams into him, knocking him down and out. Consolidation's pick, hammer. 3 and 6. Didn't really need much more than that, because they're just going to come towards Saul. At the beginning of your turn, you're in base contact with the console. Now, there's no more reserves to call in, but over the console, you're actually able to get a hold of Apothecary Nereus, and he's able to tell you a rendezvous location. So now you have information on where you should head, and so now you just need to have everybody regroup in the center so that you can then win this mission. And by center, I mean the center over here. So essentially they're going to try to regroup over there and then head out this way. And even if there's still enemies on the table, if your guys are all generally here, then you will win.
First Assault Marine here is going to jump himself over here.
Dangerous terrain. Don't hit your head on a rock. You're good.
Friend is going to follow up.
And we do pre-measure all this, just so you know. It's hard to get a measuring tape and a hand and a camera in there.
Over here, back and forth on my options, I think killing the Genestealers is the easiest way to reduce the attacks. So he's jumping down here.
Dangerous terrain. He's fine.
Shotgun Scouts are going to try to get themselves up the board.
It's 3 inches up, basically.
So we'll go just kind of at the top
2
of
up
the ladder.
and 1, yeah.
Yep. Start off with Joshua shooting up into the cultists. Hitting on a 2.
And then a 3. 4 up cover from him because of the grading. Oh, kills one. Kills the neophyte out front.
Over here, he's going to run, get himself to the base of the ladder. He's coming over and up. Middle next, Flamer is going to throw the template down on the 2 brothers.
So force to wound re-rolling.
With the hammer guy first.
Oh no. And the pick. Got a wound off of him. What about your bolt pistols?
Bolt pistol off the Assault Marine is going to go into... Let's try to finish off the pick guy.
Saul's giving him preferred enemy. On a 3, re-rolling 1s. Got him. And then wounded on 4s. Got him. And they're shooting through models though, so we have a 5 up cover. Not saved. The aberrant gets shot down by the bolt pistol after being burned by the flamer.
Over here, Flamers... Tough to put the template down. The Flamers going on top of these 2. First Genestealer.
4 is the wound, and the second Genestealer. Re-roll with the Sentinels of the Forge. Got him. They both get burned to death.
Up here now, let's try Grav Pistol into... Or actually, no, Bolt Pistol first into the Genestealer there.
Hitting on a 3. Nope.
Next up, Grav Pistol into the Genestealer.
Hitting on a 3. Oh, no preferred enemy over here.
Missile Launcher is going to spin around.
Like a ninja.
And throw the missile into the...
The Broodlord.
You bet.
Crack missile hitting on a 3. Hey, hit something. Can you actually wound him though? 2 plus. Oh, you got him. So 5 up cover for intervening models, and you also have stealth. So 4 up. Oh, you got him. I should have mentioned he has stealth, because all the Genestealers and Broodlords in the Genestealer cult has stealth. Because they've been lurking around in the mines for a while. They've learned a thing or 2. But he's down to 2 wounds.
Saul is going to fire his Bolt Pistol into the Aberrant there. 2 to hit with the preferred enemy. Then we're looking for a 4 to wound.
Nothing.
Charges over here. Everybody's going to go into the Aberrant.
So Saul automatically gets in. And then these guys will have to roll. Flamer dude needs 3 inches. And the other guy needs like 4. You're good. He goes direct. And the weapons are making it impossible, but there is room for everybody to get in base contact. We did forget a morale test over here at the miners, leadership 6. They're going to run 5 inches, which means they're dropping down. So that's an initiative test because they didn't use a ladder. So initiative 3. 1 fails and takes a strength 3 hit, which wounds him with a 6 up save. And 1 dies from the fall. So they both just jump up. Ah, bonk, bonk, and one dies, and the other one lands. One assault, so Saul gets to go first at initiative 5. 5 attacks, hit on 3s. Preferred enemy. And wounding on 4s. So 2 wounds. That's all the Aberrant has, but he has a 5-up save. And he doesn't save either of them, and Saul chops it down. Now he's just showing off.
Consolidate, we'll do Saul, then the Flamer, and the Bolt Pistol. 4, 4.
Not ready to abandon everybody yet.
Not quite.
More of the miners and neophytes are showing up. We got a group of 2 miners and a neophyte. We've got a grenade launcher, another neophyte and a miner. And a heavy bolter neophyte with 2 miners. Broodlord's going to come out right here. The Genestealer is going to come up to join. Miner will try to regroup. Leadership 6. Does not, so he's going to run a further 9, which will be 3 down and 6 over. So initiative test on the jump down, which he fails, takes a strength 3 hit, and is fine. Psychic phase, the Broodlord's going to try to get some warp charges so he can do the horror. 1 plus D3, so 3 in total. He'll manifest it on these 2. They're both within 3 inches of each other. And a 4 plus. Ooh, I get it with 2 this time.
Gotta show double 6s to deny.
Nope. It's a pinning check at leadership -2, so leadership 6 for both of these guys.
Power Fist first.
Ooh, he passes.
And then the other guy.
Also passes. Ooh, lucky. In the shooting phase, these guys are going to keep running and take up some positions right here. The Snapfire a heavy bolter up at the scout at the back. 6s, he misses. And the 2 auto guns from the miners, hitting on 5s. And wounding on a 5, nothing. Snapfire, rapid fire, auto gun. This is what'll kill Joshua. 6s, 1 hit. I mean, this is what'll wound Joshua. 5s. Hey, look at that.
4-up save.
Oh, so close. And then further running, these miners will come up. And these ones will run up the middle right here, the grenade launcher. Into the assault phase, the Broodlord's going to charge Sergeant Claudius.
Time to Overwatch. Show me that 6 to hit.
Nope. Obviously don't have to roll this one.
Forgetting that I get to Overwatch with him as well. Bolt Pistol into the Broodlord.
No.
Leadership check on this Assault Marine because I want him to countercharge against the Broodlord. Leadership 8.
Got it. So he's in, and then the Genestealer is going to charge in here. There's not really any point in this. The Broodlord is not going to issue a challenge, but do you want to issue a challenge?
No.
Because it would keep my Broodlord from splitting his attacks, is the only advantage that would have.
If you want to split your attacks, that's okay.
Well, I'm not going to. Initiative 7, Broodlord. 5 attacks on the charge. This is terrifying. It could really, really just easily kill your your sergeant, but we'll see. 3s to hit. Maybe we'll actually get to see what the injury chart looks like. Strength 5, rending. So 3s to wound, rending. Oh, you're lucky.
Got 2 3-up armor saves.
Oh, he fails 1. We have our injury chart. And now, we're using the injury chart from Heralds of Ruin Kill Team with 1 modification. If it's a named character, he gets -1 of the chart, which means a roll of a 1 is nothing. And so 1 is nothing, 6 is out of action, 2 to 3 is knocked down, and 4 to 5 is stunned. So just roll and we'll tell you what it actually is. So 2 becomes a 1, which is knocked down. So knocked down is not as bad as stunned, but it's still bad because I get to automatically hit you in close combat. Genestealer goes next against the other Assault Marine. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s, rending. 1 wound.
3 up armor save.
Oh!
Injury.
Yeah, injury chart. No minuses to this one. So 3. He is stunned. That is even worse than knockdown. Because when you're stunned, we put you face down to represent that it's even worse. And in close combat, you're automatically taken out of action when you're stunned. When you're knocked down in close combat, then I automatically hit you, and then you're only knocked out of action if you take an unsaved wound. So end of combat, we would have to roll to see if you lose combat, because you've lost it by 3, so you had to take a leadership test, but you can't run away. And if you're caught, then you automatically become fearless just for a second. Well, so basically nothing could happen. You can't run away, and I can't sweep and advance you because you are Space Marines. So I'm just going to keep you locked up like that. But at the beginning of your turn, stunned models become knocked down, so you can flip them over, or we can just remember that he's just knocked down because it's really hard.
There we go.
So flip. I'm awake. And knocked down models can stand up. Now they're both going to still be engaged, and he's not allowed to charge. Everything is difficult terrain, and he's initiative 1. Now he's already engaged in combat, so not charging thing doesn't really matter.
Sergeant Joshua and his guys know they gotta get out of here, so I'm gonna start moving.
Yeah, there's an infinite number of reserves for the Genestealer cult, so you just gotta book it.
Shotgun guys. Start leapfrogging up that way. Missile launcher guy is going to be brave and move up. Try to help with the combat.
Well, the missile launcher sure doesn't do anything, so maybe you can just beat them on the head with it.
Flamer guy is going to jump up. Dangerous terrain though.
He's okay.
Flamer guy is going to jump up here.
Dangerous terrain. Ooh, so far so good with all those.
Other guy is going to just jump himself over to here. Onto shooting. Guy with the flamer is going to...
Wow, it's going to hit all 3 of them. 3s to wound, re-rolling. Re-roll that 1. You got them all. Assault Marine burns this squad to a crisp.
Next up, Saul's going to put a shot into this group here.
Ooh, there they are. He pulls out his master-crafted preferred enemy sniper rifle.
Show me that 2 to hit.
And wounds only on a 4 though with these. Oh, we got it. 4 up cover. Saved.
Bolt pistol from the Assault Marine's going to take a shot in. 3 to hit.
3 to wound. 4 up save. Oh, saved as well.
Marines with the shotguns are just going to start to run. Sergeant Joshua's running over this way. He's going to go an inch over, 3 down, and then 2 forward. He's going to go 3 over and then down. A couple automatic charges, so Scout's going to charge into the Genestealer. He's charging into the Broodlord.
We've got one big fight going on here. So we've got the Broodlord that goes first at initiative 7. He's going to split 2 of his attacks onto the Sergeant and 2 onto the newly arrived guy. Against the Sergeant, hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s, rending. So 2 wounds.
3 up save.
Oh, he fails 1. Injury check. 1 is nothing, so that wound becomes saved. And then the 2 attacks against the flamer-wielding Assault Marine, hitting on 3s, and he misses. Next up we have this Genestealer, and his attention is going to be still on the Assault Marine that he was attacking before. So he automatically hits him because he's knocked down, and if I wound you and you don't save it, so 4 is to wound, rending, and if I do an unsaved wound, you're automatically out of action. There's the rending. This Assault Marine is automatically out of action. Initiative 4, the 2 Marines. Who do you want to attack with first?
Do the Scout.
2 attacks in on 4s, and then wounding on 4s. Nice. 5 up armor. You got him. He smacks him with the missile launcher and finally figures out how to use the weapon. And the Assault Marine against the Broodlord. 4s to hit, 5s to wound. Nothing. But you do have an attack 2 power fist wielding mastercrafted assault sergeant. Did you catch all those words?
There's much of them.
He's 2 attacks in on 4s. Mastercrafted.
Come on.
Gets 1 hit, winning on a 2. No saves.
terrain.
And don't blow up the train, please. Got it. But being initiative 5, or sorry, toughness 5, he is not insta-kill. He's just brought down to 1 wound. Which means in total, I inflicted 1 wound, and you inflicted 2, and you charged, and so you win that combat by 2. A Broodlord is not fearless. It's leadership 10. So 8 is fine. Which means being part of the same combat, the scout will have to pile in. And then the miners and the neophyte with the heavy bolter come around the corner. Leadership 6 to see if this guy regroups. He doesn't, so he's off the table. Got a grenade launcher, and then a neophyte and a miner moving up. These guys will continue up towards the charred remains of their brethren. Then we have a neophyte with a mining laser that shows up. That's a strength 9, AP 2, 24-inch range weapon with a couple other neophytes. And then a miner and 2 neophytes, one with a flamer showing up over here. The one final group with a miner, a neophyte, and a neophyte with a melt-a-gun show up over here. To the shooting phase, heavy bolter is going to go into the front scout. It's not firing though, he moved. Oh, we got a hit. 3s to wound. Oh, it doesn't wound. And the 2 miners auto guns hit on 5s. 1 hit. And 5s to wound. Nothing. We'll put the crack grenade into that scout as well. Hit on a 4. Oh, right by him. Then rapid fire in the auto guns. First from the neophyte on 4s. 2 hits. And then from the miner on 5s. So 2 hits total. 5s to wound. Oh, 2 wounds on him.
4-up save.
Dude, how are you guys so invincible? These 2 miners can see the assault marine at the flamer, so they'll rapid fire to him. 5s to hit. And 5s to wound. Nothing. This squad is going to run because they want to get the Melta into range. The mining laser guy is going to run as well, because 24 inches is not enough to get range on Saul. And this squad back here with the flamer is going to run up as well. In close combat, the Broodlord is going crazy and just swiping at everybody that he can. So he's going to put 2 attacks on the Sergeant, on Claudius, and then 1 on each of these guys. Against Sergeant Claudius, hitting on 3s. Ooh, 2 hits. Wounding on 3s, rending. We got 2 wounds, not rending though.
See if the 3-up armor save keeps him up.
Oh, he's alive. Against the Assault Marine with a Flamer on 3s, and then against the Space Marine Scout on 3s, and on 3s rending. That's a wound.
4-up armor save.
Oh, he saves it.
Swinging back now, I'm going to do the Scout and the Assault Marine at the same time, because same basic profile. Hitting on 4s.
Nothing.
Claudius now with that Power Fist hitting on 4s. It is Mastercrafted though.
Ooh, maybe
See
it'll
if
be 2
that saves
hits.
it.
Well, it's only a 2 to kill him. Can you get a 2+? Naturally, no. Tie combat.
Assault Marine is going to go for it. He might be sacrificing himself to cover his brothers, but he's jumping to right there.
That's Flamer. But does he make the landing? Dangerous terrain test. He does.
Conga line here is going to move along.
Go, 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 go. Go, go, go.
Shotguns moving back as well.
What about the other Assault Marine? Is he going to help fend off everybody as well?
Going to jump him to right there.
Side by side, brother. We'll hold back the tide. Dangerous terrain. Don't trip on the pipe. You're good.
On to shooting phase.
Yeah, you got them all.
Flamer it.
Squad in front with the grenade launcher. 3s. Re-rolling, thanks to being the Salamander's chapter tactics. You got him. And the squad in back with the Melt-A-Gun. 3s. Got him. Toast this whole lane. The Prometheum just fills it all up.
Over here, even if I kill one, it's not really going to affect my charge, so... Bolt pistol into you. Show me that 3 to hit. Then 3 to wound.
Got him. So it kills the nearest one.
Saul is going to run back over behind here.
Get some cover.
Scouts are going to be running back as well. Rolling all over the place apparently.
Commando roll! And a shooting phase morale check, leadership 8. Oh, they're running. They do not want to stand up, but that's enough to get them off the table. They're like, oh, no, 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 no. And then the assault phase, Broodlord's going to divvy up his attacks just like before. 2 against Sergeant Claudius, hitting on 3s. Ooh, only 1 this time. Wounding on 3s, rending. And we got him once.
3 up armor save.
Oh, you got it. The 1 attack against the Assault Marine with the Flamer, hitting on 3s. And 1 attack against the Scout, hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 3s, rending. We got him, but not rended, so 4 up save. Oh, we got him. So injury table. No modifiers. And he is out of action. I guess you don't have to worry about hutting him across the board, but yeah, he's down. And then your Flamer Assault Marine hitting on 4s. 2 attacks. He's got a... Oh no, he's got a Flamer.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we've given him too many attacks last time. It's okay, he didn't hurt him, so it didn't matter. 5s to wound. Ooh, 4 up save or he's dead. He knocks him down. Who needs a master-crafted power fist when you've got a chainsword? And then consolidating.
Do the flamer first. Power fist.
Watch it, you got a mining laser right there, and it insta-kills.
So
Make sure you have some cover, is all I'm trying to say. Or, you know, jump right in front of them. Whatever. It's my turn next, so.
I'll go over this way.
Mining laser is not going to move. The other 2 are just going to move out front. The squad will take up position to start firing down on the scouts. And these ones will just stay on the bottom floor. It's a loud roar. 3 more of the aberrants show up. And a couple more Genestealers start to make their way up. Another group of miners and a neophyte. Another group of miners and a neophyte. And another group of miners and a neophyte. Fires the mining laser up at the Assault Marine. Hitting on 4s. The hitting is the hard part. The hurting is not hard. Oh, he misses! Dang nabbit. Rapid fire, the neophytes, autoguns hitting on 4s. 3 hits. 5s to wound. 1 wound.
3 up save.
Ah, you saved. 3 autoguns from back here. All rapid firing. That 1 Assault Marine. 2 miners hit on 5s, and we hit on 4s. Wow, okay, nobody hits. These 3 will fire down at the scouts. I'm just going to fire at the first one, because apparently it takes a lot of shots. The 2 miners with 1 in rapid fire range hit on 5s, and then the other guy hit on a 4. That's 2 hits. When you're on 5s, there we go.
4 up save.
Makes it. Aberrants are running. And 2 of these guys can see the Assault Marine, so we'll have the Miner and the Neophyte fire at it. Miner on 5s, the Neophyte on 4s. So we got 2 hits in total. And then 5s to wound. 1 wound.
3 up armor.
Jeez, wow. Run these Genestealers, 1 out front, gets an extra D3, an extra D3, and then 1 in the back, so 7 and 8 inches. You ain't getting away that quickly. And the squad at the bottom are going to run to take up better positions.
Over here, Sarge is going to jump himself.
He's like, nope, don't think so. Dangerous terrain though. Oh, the first one to fail it. 3 up save. All that fighting.
Oh,
and then he takes a wound. And an injury -1 though, so a 1 at least to ignore it. 3, so 2. So he is knocked down. He's like, no! Bam! Oh!
He's going to move back. He didn't see what happened to Sarge.
You were both flying at the same time, really. Is he crashed at the same time? No, he's fine.
Scouts are going to continue moving back.
To regroup.
Assault Marines are out of here.
Not going to stay and fight Brothers Aberrant.
Shooting phase. Saul can actually see this guy here on the platform.
Point to him again.
Right there. 2 to hit with preferred enemy.
And then 4s to wound, being a sniper rifle. Got him. 4 up cover. Oh, it saves. Hits the railing.
Scouts are going to continue moving on back. Over here. We're running back. Same thing here.
Genestealers are moving up. I'm going to try to catch up to you. Guys will reposition again. The mining laser actually can see Sergeant Claudius, so we'll see if he hits him. And this squad is going to move. Miners with a neophyte. The Brothers Aberrant. And the squad back up here. Gonna keep moving forward. Shooting phase, the mining laser's got a direct line of sight shot to Sergeant Claudius. Hits on a 4. Oh, he misses. But the 2 neophytes with their auto guns hit on 4s. Oh, also miss. Genestealers are going to jump across. I'll just do both their initiative tests. They both make it. And how far they get to run will be 6 plus 3 and 6 plus 2. And that gets them both all the way up here. Whoop. Whoop. It's hard to find a good spot. But they're leaping across. Right there. These guys will run to get a better vantage point. And these 3 will shoot down at the assault marine in the front. 2 miners hit on 5s and a 4 from the neophyte. 2 hits. 5s to wound. 1 wound.
3 up armor save.
Saved. These 3 will fire at the same marine. 2 miners on 5s and then a neophyte on a 4. No hits. Aberrants are going to run, wanting desperately to catch up. And the 2 in here, the other one has a flamer, so he's not in range. The other 2 will fire. The miner on a 5 and the neophyte on a 4. Then a 5 to wound, nothing. And this squad is going to run up. Beginning of your turn, he was just knocked down, so he gets to stand back up, but he moves as if through difficult terrain, and he's not allowed to charge, and he's initiative 1.
Bossman's going to jump to there.
Dangerous terrain.
He won't roll it twice.
Nope, he doesn't.
Scouts going to move back.
Now they're going to run, right?
They are going to run,
So if they're within 12 inches of the edge, you can just take them off, and they'll be out. Yep, all of them are. So these scouts all hightail it out of there. Not fleeing, of course. Trying to tactically regroup with the rest of their brethren. And Saul?
He's going to move back. Assault Marines are going to jump back with him.
Dangerous. Got 2 more.
Move them both at the same time?
Yeah, might as well. We'll roll them separate. Flamer guy, dangerous terrain. Non-flamer guy, dangerous terrain. Uh-oh, 3 plus save. Uh-oh,
Oh.
Injury table. No modifiers. He is knocked down. So no running for him. Flat on his back. And then the shooting phase.
Sarge is going to run. Saul will do a snapshot against the Genestealer here.
6s with preferred enemy. Reroll. No. Move these guys just to establish a firing line, as I can just barely see your retreating Space Marines. Aberrants coming around. Initiative test to drop down these Genestealers. Initiative 6 on the first one, and on the second one, we're good. It's basically gonna get him down ground level, and him down to here. These three will line up some shots. The mining laser will line up one shot too. I do their run at the same time, just because they're clearly not going to have any shots. 3 miners and neophytes from the one squad can see this assault marine at the back here with his flamer. Miners hit on 5s, while the neophyte hits on a 4, 1 hit. And then 5s to wound, nothing. These 3 will fire at Sergeant Claudius, they can see him. Miners hitting on a 5, with the neophyte hitting on a 4. And a 5 to wound, oh, nothing. And the 3 out front will also fire at Claudius. And we've got 2 miners hitting on 5s and a neophyte on 4s. That's 1 hit. And a 5 to wound. Gee, nothing still. Going for a snap-firing, insta-killing mining laser against Claudius. 6 to hit. Oh, he misses. This aberrant has line of sight and range on Claudius for his charge. And Claudius can overwatch and so can the one flamer guy. The other guys can't see him.
Overwatch with the grav pistol.
Oh.
Wounding on a 5.
Nothing.
D3 hits with flamer.
Oh.
Looking for 4s.
You got him. You got toasted.
But I get the reroll.
Of course.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't need it. Aberrant comes around the corner, but you guys burned to a crisp. Leading us to your turn, where you can stand up and then use your jump packs. We just have to do your dangerous terrain checks, and everybody will get out. Start with Claudius, dangerous. Uh-oh, 3+ save. Oh, he's okay. The 2 flamers simultaneously. Uh-oh, 3+. Okay. Man, trying to add some tension right at the end. Other assault marine. Yeah. Okay, he's fine. And that means all of them get to go off the board because they can move 12 inches, then run 6, and even Saul with his 6 and 6 will get off the table. Which means it is a Space Marine victory, but we'll see at what cost. So only 3 casualties, but the problem is you don't have an apothecary, so they die on 4+, or they're fine on 4+ instead of 3+. But because of the nature of the mission, the fact that you're not really coming back to get them means it's going to be even harder for them to survive. So we're going to give a -1 to the roll, which means they only survive on a 5+. They manage to crawl their way out or whatever. So 5+ missile launcher. Nope, he's permanently gone. 5+ sniper rifle. Oh, he survives. He was with Saul, so that makes sense that he kind of dragged him out.
Yep.
And then the assault marine is also gone because he did die pretty far back. And we have 3 upgrades for Joshua, Saul, and Claudius. So let's start with Joshua. 2d6 on the upgrade chart. 6 gives him a +1 attack or initiative. He doesn't have either of those, so 4+ for initiative. So he gets initiative 5. Saul is next, rolling on the upgrade chart. He gets to choose a skill tree.
We're on the close combat upgrades.
3, Crusader. Not bad. And lastly, we have Claudius. What is his upgrade going to be? 7, so that's +1 to a bunch of stats. So let's roll a d5. So 2, so it'll be initiative. So he'll be initiative 5 with a power fist. It'll help for sweep in advance. So they have survived to see another day. Stay tuned for the Vault Battle Report, which will be at the link in the video description below, to go and see what happens as they continue further into the underground mines. Thanks for watching. Click the link below, and happy wargaming.